Everyone wants to connect to their higher self. Everyone wants to be in this presence of knowingness if you walk the spiritual path, that is. But what you must understand about the higher self is there's no technique that you can use or substance you can take that will guide you to the realization of your higher self. Why? Because it's your higher self, it's you. There's a realization that must be had from within, not from something that's outside, for nothing external exists. It's only you. So if you're really on the spiritual path, as they say, and you're really walking in the light, then you would have no problem with the statements of oneness that we brought forth. Nothing outside of yourself exists. There is only you. Your existence is enough. What your higher self actually is certainty. Now this has been known since ancient Kemet and before. Certainty. When masters would go into villages and display miracles, not just one particular one everyone knows about. There's multiple masters that integrated what we call God's will. They wouldn't second guess what forms of magic or miracles they would display. Understand that magic is manipulated miracles, and miracles are something that's uncontrolled. They just happen. No one controls miracles. You just step into the frequency of miracles. It's essentially like you're going to where the miracle resides. The miracle is inviting you into his home, and then whatever happens, happens, and you're just in acceptance about that. Magic is the things that I learned from the miracle. I'm going to apply that in such a way to where you can see it with all your senses, and I can feel it and see it with all my senses. Higher self is certainty. So today we're going to display some information, show you some information, guide you to information that leads you to certainty. Peace unto you. My name is Nadiie, and if you're interested in booking any session with me, if you're interested in understanding this on a much more deeper level, a one-on-one basis, because this is a case-by-case matter, come to me. I got you. Click the link in the bio. What the higher self, your higher self, understands about all is there has to be this conviction, this knowingness, this nothing will rattle me. If I say you do not be blinking, you're going to look at me up and down and say, yes, I do. That yes, I do, that's what the higher self sees as serving if you want to align that higher self, your full expression, with this seemingly physical body. You have to be so sure. And it's as simple as that. See, people, they talk about all of these gifts and all of these techniques and all of these substances and this path and that path, and it's just as simple as knowing who you are. But, people really can't get paid from that, so they don't want to do that, even though it's the truth. See, now we're in this reality where whatever bed that you've made, lay in it, and let's see who has nightmares, and let's see who sleeps peacefully. We are standing on truth. I don't care if you can't get any gains from it. Stand on truth. Guide people to knowing who you are. Before you do, know yourself. What motivates you to do things? What gets you out of bed? What attracts you to people? What attracts you to yourself? What foods are magnetic? What foods do you attract? What people do you attract? What does the environment say your frequency is at? See, if you want to learn how to get into your higher self, you also must learn how to understand and see and feel and know your frequency. Well, if you have a hard time trying to figure out your frequency, look at your environment. Because remember, reality is not only just based upon your perception. Reality is a projection, a materialization of who you are within. So, if you're trying to find your frequency, what's going on in your reality. I'm not just saying if you live in the hood, your reality and your frequency is just, boop, is very low. No, 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 no. Because sometimes masters incarnate into the hood in very, very dark caves because they bring the light. You know, why would we want to incarnate in a place where everybody already know everything? Well, there's no point in me being here. I don't need to teach you anything. You know it all. So I will go to the people that feel like they don't. Even though I know they do. I want to affirm they do. They feel like they don't. So it's our job to what? Get them to know themselves. See, there's nothing you can do for people. And this is what masters that were in the mystery schools of what you consider old, they understood this. There is nothing I can do for you. For there is no me, there is no other than. It's only you. I'm just an aspect of you. So, until you realize your power, we're not going to get anywhere. So I can't even distribute anything to you as a master until you, on some level, accept that it's possible some way, maybe not this dimension, maybe a next dimension, maybe the neighboring dimension, but it's possible that I can display some form of magic, I can display some form of miracle. You have to have that level of certainty. It may not be a lot, but you know, in their religions, they say the faith of a mustard seed. Essentially, have the smallest amount of knowingness. See, we don't use the word faith, we use the word knowingness. Have that small amount of knowingness, and it would take you a very, very long distance. But look at your reality. What's going on in your reality? Is there fights happening a lot? Is there people arguing a lot? When you wake up, do you just hear a lot of noise? When you wake up, do you get angry? If you have a neighbor upstairs, a neighbor downstairs, neighbor on both sides of your house, is there always noise? Are you at peace when you wake and when you're moving throughout your day? If you are saying no and your environment is irritating you and you want to get out, you want to get out, you want to get out, it's like prison, forget this, that's your frequency. No, but I be lighting up sage. I already told you. Go to my pinned video. Sage is not for protection. Sage is for transmuting stagnation into flowing. Now, when that stagnation gets transmuted into flowing, when you light that sage, boy or girl, you better get to moving because flowing is movement. If you are then stagnant, all you're doing is canceling it out and saying, all beings that represent stagnation, all beings that represent doubts and fears, come to me now. I have opened myself up. That's all you do when you light sage and you don't start moving. By moving, we're saying integrating love, integrating peace, integrating the knowingness of who you are. Integrating that I don't need protection for all its source. What do I need to be protected from? If I affirm that there is an enemy, then there is an enemy. If I do not affirm that there is an enemy, there's no enemy. You know, live by the sword, transcend by the sword. Live by truth, and you will never be called a liar. It's as simple as that. This is how you reach your higher self. Now you see how it's hard to market that because it just sounds so simple. You just say, know myself, figure out what makes me tick, figure out what motivates me, figure out what I like to eat, figure out what my environment is saying, my frequency, and then, well, what if I figure out my frequency, Nadiie, then what do I do from then? You make one baby step to changing your environment. I don't care if you plant a tree. You take one step and then say, source, universe, guides, I've taken my one step and to try to change this environment. Because I put forth this initiative, I'm calling all of you to do your part. Don't be afraid to command. See, source respects when its child is standing in this creator energy. That's why we call it the creator. And we are co-creators. Start creating.